This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Tonight we've hit the halfway point in the SFLm regular season. It is now week 5, and we have a fantastic matchup between Salt Lake and Tacoma on tap. Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Falk alongside Mark Lopez up here in the booth. Welcome into Salt Lake City. Glad to have you all join us. And Mark, Salt Lake City getting off to a pretty hot start at 3-1 and second in the overall standings today.
Yeah, and a hot start. They are having this season. We'll see if they get a hot start this game. Tyler, it is a pleasure calling games with you, and I'm looking forward to this game. I'm pretty sure that this one's going to be a pleasure as well to call. On the other hand, we have Tacoma sitting 2-2, pretty respectable early on in the season. We'll see if they can come away with the win, or if Salt Lake City can continue on their great start for the season.
Absolutely, Mark. Always great to have you up here in the booth. And one thing that's worth noting is Salt Lake City has been really good stopping opposing rushing attacks. Let's take a look at last week when they were taking on Bailey O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy coming into week 4 and week 3 had over 200 yards or close to 200 yards rushing. Salt Lake City were able to hold O'Shaughnessy to about 50 and force 2 fumbles there, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely one of their highlights defensively, at least is their ability to stop the ball on the ground. And, right now they're standing second in rushing defense, only allowing 76 yards per game. That is pretty impressive on them this season.
Absolutely. And here we go. Salt Lake City is going to get the return by Grant Hickman. He stands at around his 5-yard line, takes it up to about the 24, and that is where Tommy Utah and company will start their opening possession.
And I'm looking forward to Tommy Utah's performance this game. I mean, they are only 8th in the league in passing yards, but so far he's been, 4 TDs, 4 interceptions. Well, he's going to improve his numbers this game.
Salt Lake City going to come out in a offset power eye stance, hand up the middle. That's going to be the halfback, Brooke Beisel, and she'll get maybe about a yard before being stopped. Let's take a look at the Salt Lake City Rustler offensive starters. Tommy Utah is the man under center with the aforementioned Brooke Beisel at tailback. Terrell Sutherland is the fullback with Ace Sharp and Kelsey Brown leading the wide receiving core, and Yaron Hammer is the tight end. Now Salt Lake City go into the ace formation. Coverage for the Grizzlies backs off a little bit. Utah back to pass, fires one over the middle into double coverage, and it's in and out of the hands of Kelsey Brown. She was unable to hold on to that one. It's a quick third down.
Well, Tyler, I think they did their homework. Kelsey Brown, an impressive game last week. And you see right there, Tacoma's full intent on giving Kelsey Brown double coverage right there. So doing their homework, and it's working well for them early on.
So now Utah will be in the gun by himself. Trips to his right here on 3rd and 9. Back to pass. Pumps once on the all slants play. Fires over the middle. That's to the tight end, Yaron Hammer. And Hammer was right there at the line of game, but they're going to mark him just short. And it looks like it's going to be a quick 3 and out for the Rustlers.
And Yaron Hammer getting his first catch today. He didn't get a single reception last week, but he comes away with 9 yards. I'd say not good enough for a first down, but it looks like they seem to be mixing things up this game. Oh!
Gussie on an attempt to punt, and you're right there, Mark, almost taken away there by the coverage team by the Grizzlies. Instead, the return will get down to the 26-yard line, and now we'll see the Tacoma offense step onto the field, led by Johnny Reno.
How about the tackle on the kick returner? Massive hit.
Absolutely, just completely decked him out. I wonder if he's okay. We'll see if he gets on the field, and it looks like the return man, I think that's Mitchell Simpson, is lined up there in the slot, so good to see him pop up and get right back to the line. Reno back to pass here on first down. Pressure coming from the outside. He does find his tailback, Brad Jones, on the swing route, but Jones heads out of bounds after losing 2 yards, and let's go ahead and meet that Grizzly offensive lineup. Johnny Reno is the man under center with Brad Jones, the tailback. Hattori Hanzo is the fullback. With Mike Savage and Shane Kaufman at wideout, Bill Henry is the tight end. And leading the offensive line at his guard spot is Nathan Fury. Split backs after the loss of two wideouts to the right. It'll be a handoff for Jones up the middle, and getting into the backfield rather quickly was Bogey Barr, taking down Jones for maybe only 1 yard of positive yards, and will have another third down. So both defenses, Mark, have really showed up early on in this football game.
Oh yeah, especially in the ground game, not allowing any easy yards by either halfback or fullback. They're just stopping the run early on the drive.
Marino's going to go in the gun. Brad Jones off to his right. He's back to pass. Pressure coming from his right side. Pass over the middle is deflected by Kenny Slider. And so both offenses trade 3 and outs, and we'll see the Grizzlies punt this one away.
And on that play, his offensive line, Reno's offensive line, gave him a lot of time, but unfortunately, deflection on that pass, he couldn't come away with the completion right there. And as you said, yeah, 3 and outs for both teams. So defense is showing up real early this game.
It'll be Johnny Landers to punt this one away. He stands up right on the 9-yard line. Good protection there from the line as the return gets started right about the 42, and Grant Hickman gets to the 44 before being absolutely leveled there as well.
I mean, there's something about the amount of violence that these special teams put on the kick returners, and just right there, we see another massive tackle. That just goes to show the amount of commitment, the amount of grit that both special teams have.
Well, this could be considered kind of a rivalry game. You got Salt Lake City from Utah and Tacoma, Washington, so relatively close to each other in terms of proximity. As the handoff goes to Brooke Beisel, and she's able to pick up 2 yards before being stopped.
Yeah, and Brooke almost coming away, breaking the first tackle. She could have developed her run a bit more to the outside, but still a good effort. 2 yards. That is potentially could have been more, but they'll settle for 2. We'll see what they go to how they go to develop this drive.
And it's good to see her back on the field, injured last week early on in the first quarter, so she's back getting grinded to what she does best. Pass near side of the out route. That one's hauled in by Kelsey Brown, and Brown turns upfield, and she'll pick up the first down before being knocked out of bounds.
Wow, Utah had a lot of options. Actually, he could have thrown to Brooke, who was wide open, a lot of space in front of her, but obviously goes for the better option right there. Enough for a first down. That's Kelsey Brown. Another great play by her tonight.
She's been very active and very consistent throughout this entire season, and just continuing to do what can Brown do for you? 3 wideouts, and it'll be Beisel in the backfield. She gets a nice little hole up the middle, but then gets sent backward after picking up 5 yards.
How about that offensive line just opening up a massive hole in the middle? Obviously, if you have that big a hole, Brooke Beisel just goes for it. It picks up a hefty amount of yards for her team. 2nd and 5.
Utah goes in the gun here on 2nd down. Trips to his left along with Beisel. Utah changing things up at the line. Passing play out there to the far side. That one's caught by Ace Sharp. First time we've called his name today. And a couple passing plays early on, Mark, have resulted in first downs for these Rustlers.
Yeah, and I like their game plan. It's, pick up a few yards early on. Set yourself up for 2nd and short, 3rd and short. And, just run those routes, those crisp routes that are good for a first down. Just keep the ball rolling.
Utah in the gun again. This time only 2 wide receivers to his left. He's back to pass. Will fire in that direction. It's a swing pass to Beisel. She tries to spin away from Cody Griffin, but Griffin will take her down at the 25-yard line.
Good play calling on that play right there. Opening up Brooke right there for a good swing pass. Not really a swing pass, but a short pass in open space. She gets 6 yards in. Really, they're getting everyone involved in this passing game.
Utah will go back under center with 2 backs in the backfield. Play action. Pass outside. That's for Sharp. A nice one-handed catch by Sharp, and he falls out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 1 upcoming.
And it is always tough to stop those kind of plays, those kind of situations where it's 2nd and short, because you just have to throw it a few yards and you get first down. Unfortunately, they didn't get it here, but 3rd and 1. Boy, oh boy, if they don't just throw it short and get the first down, Well, it looks like they're not. It looks like it might be a run play.
Indeed, it will be a run play up the middle for
Very
Beisel, and
nice.
Beisel will pick up the first down yardage as Earl Fields IV gets in on the stop.
And you know it's coming, but you cannot stop it. Great, great play calling, great design, great blocking as well. You only need 1 yard. She gave you your 1 yard. There you go.
And now they're set up in the red zone right there at the 20-yard line. Nickel look from the Grizzlies defense. Handoff, Beisel up the middle. Tries spinning away, but is taken down at the 17-yard line by Axel Raven. And let's go ahead and get you introduced to the Grizzlies defensive starters. John Swift leads the men in the trenches at his defensive end spot with Axel Raven and Earl Fields IV at linebacker. Cody Griffin leads the cornerbacking core with Terrence Weary and Daniel Wright providing overwatch at the safety spots. And Beisel again. She sneaks away from one tackle and is taken down from behind by Ronald Springfield. 3rd and 3 on the 14.
Beisel is just so good on the very first cut, very first tackler in the play. She always seems to find the open space in the line or breaks a tackle, and she just consistently does that, and that's why you see the ball being consistently given to her.
Coverage backs off here on 3rd and short, allowing the wide receivers to maybe run a couple stop routes short of the line. Instead, they'll hand off to Beisel up the middle, and taken down with authority is number 20. I believe that was number 24 or 34. Daniel Wright, coming in on the stop. 4th and 1. Will more than likely see the field goal unit for Salt Lake.
Oh yeah, incredible tackle right there. Beisel almost saw the first down marker, but no siree. Good stop, huge stop, but their information for another offensive play. Or not.
4th down, they trot out the offense once more, but instead they'll go ahead and take a timeout with 4:17 remaining, and indeed will bring on the field goal unit for the first time today.
Still, Tyler, I think it's a good offensive drive overall. We saw a lot of their game plan, what they wanted to do, what they found was effective early on are those get in your very favorable situations and then make it easier for you. If you can play the easier game, then you have a better chance of securing yourself your victory. And unfortunately, a great tackle and 3rd down by Tacoma, settling for 3 points. But for sure, a lot of room for improvement when they get the ball back.
Carl Macklin's kick is up and good, and Salt Lake City take an early lead here at home. It's 3-0. And if you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Kicks away from Macklin as Mitchell Simpson waits at about his 5-yard line and takes the return upfield. Tries to slot through the center of the coverage and is taken down at the 26-yard line. So do we see maybe a little bit of the same performance we saw from the Salt Lake offense on the Tacoma side? Maybe picking up a couple points of their own there, Mark?
Well, we'll see. We haven't seen much of their offense. Again, they only had the 3 and out on their previous drive, but still a long game to play, a lot of opportunities to put your mark on this game.
Reno in the gun. Back to pass on 1st down. Tries to find it underneath right over the middle. That's caught by Mike Savage for a gain of 5. And something that's been brought to my attention is maybe it's a little bit more of a rivalry game as Johnny Reno and Tommy Utah are both brothers. So definitely a little bit of a heated matchup. Both brothers trying to show up one another, Mark.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity to do so, just on the field, bashing heads, so to speak.
Offset eye behind Johnny Reno. He's back to pass again here on 2nd down. So another route for Mike Savage, and Savage gets another reception, and it'll be a 1st down for the Grizzlies.
What a way to read the defense. Savage just finds that open, sore spot in the middle of the defense, and nobody was none the wiser. He gets an easy catch right there. Great stuff from him.
So the Grizzlies will flip the formation and go to the pass once more on first down. Pass far side. That's hauled in by Savage again for the third straight reception by him. And it's a pickup of 8.
Good composure by Johnny Reno despite the pressure coming in. They sent extra guys, but he still finds his man. 8 yards, I believe. Yeah, 8 yards. Good stuff right there. And they keep the ball going. Seems like it's a very similar situation to Salt Lake City's offense, Tyler. So you could call earlier on that one.
The run play, but getting into the backfield in a hurry. It's Gerard Brody, and he'll take down Brad Jones for a loss of 3.
Oh my, they stayed with almost the same position. Tacoma's defense, Salt Lake defense, where they sent extra guys to rush the passer or the rusher. And in this case, it paid off for them. A great tackle for loss behind the line of scrimmage.
Set the corner blitz, and now it's 3rd and 5. Reno in the gun. Another pass over the middle. That one's caught, and juking Kenny Slater out of his shoes and picking up the first down is Shane Kaufman.
Oh, did I just see a single-handed catch, boy? That was very flashy.
Oh, man, it looked like he was put Kenny Slater in the Matrix, just getting out of the way of a diving strong safety in order to haul that one in and pick up the first down.
Incredible.
Reno back to pass again here on first down. Pass outside. That's going to be back to Shane Kaufman as he turns upfield, picks up 5, and heads out of bounds. The Salt Lake City defense lines up as follows. Marcus Sledge is the week 3 signing, and he plays that defensive end. 3 linebackers for Salt Lake City. Bogey Bar, John Martin, and the debutant Zeus Howard. Gerard Brody is the star corner with 3 safeties. Kenny Slater, Isaiah King III, and Frankie Custer, all providing overwatch. Another stretch play near side, and that play has not been working as the linebacker John Martin gets into the backfield for another tackle for loss for this Salt Lake City defense.
Incredible. One time they sent the cornerback in the blitz. This time, John Martin able to break through the middle and gets that incredible tackle behind the line.
So Reno will go into the gun, trips to his right along with Brad Jones. He's back to pass. Salt Lake send pressure from the left side. He throws right. It's in and out of the hands of Mitchell Simpson, and that's going to set up 4th down.
That is very unfortunate indeed. If he got that could have gotten their momentum rolling. But at the 40-yard line of your opponent, you got to go for the punt. I think Tyler tried to pin them really deep.
And they will do indeed just that as they'll send out Johnny Landers to punt it away to Grant Hickman. Sending up to the near sideline, and Hickman's going to go ahead and make a return on this one instead of calling for a fair catch, and ends up paying the price there at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't really like that decision to go for the return. I mean, sure, you could gamble on making a big run, but you are definitely risking your health and your well-being for this game. Still, gained an extra yard, but could have been better decision made.
So 3-0 is the scoreline as we'll round out the first quarter. Salt Lake City now has the ball at their own 17. What can they do now? Utah back to pass over the middle, finds Kelsey Brown for a pretty big pickup of about 17, and they're down to the 34-yard line.
And that crossing route, I thought the defense did not, bite on the bait on that crossing route, but still able to make a great catch right there. Woo, very nice. And this seems like the momentum's on their side, Tyler. I think they just want to keep rolling with what they're doing really well. Just accurate passes, just consistent forward movement.
And off Weissel up the middle as Tacoma sends pressure from the near side. They'll get to Brooke Weissel. That's Cody Griffin on the stop after maybe a pickup of 1.
Right, and credit to the defensive line of Tacoma right there. He said Cody Griffin making the tackle, but really just not making Weissel make any big plays. She's very good at the first initial cut of her play.
So it's 3-0, Salt Lake City leading and have the ball as we end the first quarter. You're watching the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Welcome back to Salt Lake City, Utah, where the Rustlers have the ball. I'm Tyler Falk alongside Mark Lopez. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be listening and or watching us from. Utah back to pass finds a sharp on the midfield logo and will fall forward to that midfield stripe at the 50.
Always looking sharp. That is a sharp, solid route running, and credit to Tommy Utah, just finding his man right there. Good pass. Look at that spiral on the ball. Very clean. And again, just keep the ball moving forward. If you're the Tacoma defense right now, you're definitely either try to add pressure on a sharp. But really, it's tough to handle. It's a combo of him or based on the running game.
And we'll see Brooke on her next carry. She'll pick up 3 yards before she's stopped there at the 48. And something we didn't see a whole lot of last week was a whole lot of Beisel runs, as she was injured again last week and now able to go ahead and just continue her trek to becoming maybe an SFL star in the near future. Split backfield, 3 wideouts here on second down for the Rustlers. And off near side Beisel, and she's taken down in the backfield. Stopped there by Ulysses McCarthy, and they're right back where they started the set of downs.
Man, the front unit of Tacoma is pretty crazy, Tyler. Just being able, this is the third tackle for loss, I believe, in this drive alone that the Grizzlies have found on Beisel. So incredible stuff by the defense.
Utah back to pass on 3rd and 10. Will find Kelsey on to the far side, but taken down before she can get to the first down marker was Cody Griffin. And so the Rustlers are going to have to punt this one.
And you see right there, those tackle for losses taking the toll on them. Obviously, that play could have given them the first down if not for the TFL in the previous play. But unfortunately for this time around, it's short by 2 yards, settling for another punt. Same situation that Tacoma found themselves in their previous offensive drive.
Gussie will get his punt away as Mitchell Simpson will go ahead and call for the fair catch right there at the 11-yard line. Mark, what are you looking forward to seeing here in Tacoma's next drive? So far, only down by 3, so we've got plenty of game left to go, but what are you looking to see out from them today?
Well, a lot of the, I'd like to say errors, but not really, that there were a few plays that ended up in drops. So if they clean up those kind of plays, they can get, moving the ball forward.
Brad Jones gets the call on first down to begin the drive and is taken down after a pickup of 2. Tackle made there by Julius Arnold.
On the bright side, it's not a tackle for loss, which Salt Lake City had a lot of earlier, but still 2 yards. They're still deep within their territory. We'll see if they pull out a big play this one.
2 backs in the backfield, 3 wide receivers for the Grizzlies on 2nd and 8. Handoff again goes to Brad Jones, and they're just making progress one step at a time. Maybe a pickup of 1 before Brad Jones is tackled by Bobby Barr.
And unless they have a long run play set up in their playbook, they are definitely going to try to make a throw on this play. But to who? We shall see. Probably to Mike Savage or Shane Kaufman.
Reno back to pass on 3rd and 7. Over the middle into coverage, and it's picked off. Going the other way is the Salt Lake City Rustlers. Frankie Custer in on the interception, and they're set up in superb field position.
What a play. What a read. He just picked the quarterback off like it was nothing. Right there. He just read the trajectory of that ball like he was a physics graduate and just picks it off. That could have gone for a pick 6 as well, Tyler, if not for that great tackle. But unfortunate for Tacoma, they gave the ball over. You were asking me what we wanted to see. We want to see less of those mistakes, less of those errors, but unfortunately, one huge one cost them big.
That's Frankie Custer's 2nd interception on the season. As Utah immediately going into the end zone, that's a tip, and it's immediately picked off by Tacoma. Both teams trading picks, and it's Burns in on the interception.
Talk about a rivalry. Both teams are playing. They're mirroring each other. The way they're playing, the way they're turning the ball, the way their drives end. Except of course, the field goal by Salt Lake. But whew, what these teams really have it out for each other.
And so just like that, Tacoma has a new set of downs and are set up at the 20-yard line. They got some laundry on the field as Brad Jones gets the call. Right now, it's about a pickup of about 2 or 3, but for the first time today, we'll get a call from R62.
Clipping, number 11, offense.
They're going to call.
That's clipping, I believe.
They're
Yeah.
going to call Ace Sharp on a block in the back. And so that is going to set them, I believe, back to the 10-yard line.
Which is unfortunate because they were just able to turn the tides back to their favor, but still, I believe would that be a retry of first down?
I believe it will, and they're going to give him half distance back to the end zone. So they'll set up on the 12 here for first and about 18. Handoff, Jones near side, gets caught up in the backfield by a few defenders, able to sneak away, and gets taken down from behind at the 15-yard line.
Not looking good so far for them. 2nd and 15. I've seen them do a lot of these very short plays early on in each of their first downs, Tyler, and I don't think it has been very effective for them, I don't think.
See what they can do here on 2nd and long. Maybe change up the strategy as Reno back to pass, and it's leveled for a huge loss back at the 6-yard line. Getting into the backfield was Vincent Warren. 3rd and 24 upcoming.
How about this? Since their previous drive before they threw an interception, they are now behind where they started on that drive.
3rd and 24, dangerous field position for the Grizzlies. Quick drop from Reno. Finds his man on the stop route. Nice little safe check down as it is hauled in, and getting to the 13-yard line was Mitchell Simpson, well short of the first down, and we'll see Tacoma punt this one away.
Yeah, Reno had to do it. He had to dump it off. Pressure was just coming on his face, and he's just glad that he wasn't sacked into the end zone. Desperate times called for desperate measures. Pretty desperate offensive play right there. They gotta punt it out. Not even your punting position any good, but it is what it is. They'll have to come up with huge defensively because this is gonna give Salt Lake City an amazing starting position.
Landers does get his punt away through the pressure, and Grant Hickman is able to make the return, maybe up to the 47-yard line. And so Tacoma, after the interception, need to have a little bit better ball control on this next drive, you'd think, Mark.
Absolutely. Ball control, cleaning up your place, and I guess the offensive line, just give enough time for your passer to make good plays down the field.
Ace formation for Salt Lake City from the 48-yard line. Utah back to pass, fires far side. That's Kelsey Brown. She turns upfield and picks up about 9 yards. The SFL's 3rd season of the minor league action is underway, and you can watch every Friday night, or in this case Tuesday night, on the SFL's YouTube channel at youtube.com/SimulationFl. The league is full of the newest players who have gone from couch to field and are hoping to one day be on national TV. Want to get on the field? It's never too late. Visit www.simulationfl.net to join our Discord community, create a player, and start building your career today. As Utah's pass to Ace Sharp on the near side is hauled in, he falls out of bounds, and it's a first down for the Rustlers.
And again, they're just showing a death by 1,000 cuts. They're not going to show you flashy 50-yard throws, although I bet that they can afford to do so. However, just getting 9 yards, 7 yards, good enough, and pushing the ball down the throat of this Tacoma defense, seemingly unable to stop the Salt Lake City offense.
High formation for Salt Lake City. Utah back to pass. Fires it deep down the field, and maybe not a death by 1,000 cuts this time, but almost picked off again on another tip drill, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Too much butter on that hot potato, unable to come away. I think at least 3 people had a hand on that ball. But I did say they're not, Salt Lake isn't a team to shy away from the long plays. Unfortunately, that ended up in a deflection. We'll see if they attempt another long play on this play.
Offset eye here on 2nd and 10. It'll be handoff to the
Oh.
fullback this time. And the fullback rumbles for about 5 yards. That's Terrell Sutherland. Had 12 carries a week ago, a career high, and something we haven't seen in a long time in the SFL.
Well, Sutherland showing that last game was indeed not a fluke. He was just marching down the middle, marched over a defender, I think. So yeah, just great running from him.
Now 3rd and manageable. 5 yards to go. Have to get to about the 26-yard line to convert. Utah back to pass. Has time. Pressure now starting to develop. Has to try and escape. Can't. He's taken down to the 39-yard line as it's a complete coverage sack for the Grizzlies.
100%. Let's give credit to all those secondary. Cody Griffin, Daniel Wright, Terrence Weary, just supplying just tremendous amount of coverage. Unable, like, if you have that much time, Tyler, at least throw it to some short pass down the middle. Nothing. He had nothing, nobody to throw to.
And so Salt Lake City will punt this one away. This time, Simpson elects to go away from it as the ball is going to take a Salt Lake City roll down to the 2-yard line. The special teams have shown up today for Salt Lake City.
I don't think Tacoma had seen more or further than 20 yards than 2 drives ago.
And so now the Grizzlies backed up further than they were on the last drive, have to start from their 2-yard line. And Brad Jones up the middle, gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage, and they'll rule he got forward progress maybe to about the 1-yard line. It's getting awfully tense down there on the field.
I actually think they awarded him negative yards. It's now 2nd and 11. He went backwards to their 1-yard line, but that is incredible defense right there. Salt Lake City scoring by defense potentially if they get a touchdown sack on this one.
Linebacker showing blitz. They'll back off. Reno back to pass. It's an out row to the far
There you
side.
go.
Great play call there for Tacoma, and they'll convert on the first down play and get to the 18-yard line. Shane Kaufman on the reception.
Tyler, they haven't converted on a lot of 3rd downs, but they converted in a crucial one. Get out of the shadow of your end zone. Don't allow for that risk of a safety. They were able to prevent that. Now starting at the more manageable 18 yards away from their end zone. Let's see what they pull out of their playbook.
With a new fresh set of downs and plenty of room to work with. Be a handoff. Brad Jones up the middle, and he'll be taken down after a pickup of 3 by a couple of rustlers, led there by John Martin.
Right, and you see right there, that's probably one of his more successful runs by Jones. But again, John Martin, amongst others, just stopping that run from maturing any further.
And up again for Jones up the middle, maybe picking up only a yard as Zeus Howard, the debutant, makes a tackle.
Very incredible tackle right there. What a huge one from the side. He got Brad Jones blindsided with that one. And 3rd and 6. It seems like these short runs is forcing them to come away with 3rd and medium or more situations.
Corners back off on the outside as Reno's back to pass. Tries to find the underneath route and does. That's Kaufman, but he's just shy of the line to gain. And it's all nip and tuck here. Old school football, low scoring ball game. We hit the 2-minute warning. It's Salt Lake City 3, Tacoma nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Tacoma are going to have to punt this one away to begin the last 2 minutes of the first half. As Landers punt again, just barely gets off, and we'll see Grant Hickman try to make a return, and he's unable to do so of anything of note. Gets to the 30-yard line before being stopped. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcast positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found on our website at simulationfl.net/broadcasting. Tommy Utah is going to go in the gun. Brooke Beisel off to his left. He's back to pass. Tries to find the underneath route and does. That's Kelsey Brown for a pick of about 5.
Kelsey Brown being able to come away with that pass and haul that pass in despite being tackled from behind by 2 other defenders. So yeah, good play right there. Solid start to this drive, 2nd and 5. They might just do the same play again or a similar passing play.
It's worked so far. Shotgun set. 2 backs in the backfield next to Tommy Utah. Passing play over the middle. Finds his man at the tight end, breaking off 1 tackle and getting deeper into Grizzly territory. That's Yaron Hammer. No stats a week ago, and he's come up big here today.
The 2 receptions he's received have been the bigger passes from Tommy Utah. And right here is another one. He breaks 1 tackle. He just shows the strength that he has. You know, as one famous Mike Daggs once said, throw it to the tight end.
Give it to the tight end indeed. If he's able to just shrug off tackles left and right like that, pretty soon he'll be in the end zone with about 4 or 5 missed tackles. Three wideouts. And Brooke Beisel right behind Tommy Utah. Utah back to pass on 1st down. Finds Kelsey Brown on the far side as she'll fall forward for the 1st down. Tackled by Cody Griffin. And they see something they like, do the Rustlers. They're going to hurry back up to the line. Utah pumps once, fires over the middle. That's A Sharp on the reception. Couple passes and a couple 1st downs. Under a minute to go, and they're on the 11-yard line. Utah back to pass again. Takes a 5-step drop. It's going to be a swing pass near side for Beisel. Beisel turns upfield. Maybe picks up a yard. 2nd and 9 now, Mark. Still this hurry-up offense continues. Another quick drop from Utah. Beisel on another swing route to the far side. She tries spinning around. She looks a little gassed as they get to the 5-yard line. 3rd down. Mark, would you call a timeout here?
I would, but it's 20 seconds. They want to chew the timeout so that Tacoma don't have any time left.
Under 15 to go. Utah just letting the clock run now. Quick pass. Quick jump over the middle and it hauled in. Touchdown! Salt Lake City. Grant Hickman in on the touchdown.
What a play right there. And you see 2 swing passes, and if you're the defense, you're like, they're rushing their offense. Not enough time to switch their play. No siree. We have a quick short pass in the middle in our back pocket, and it secures the 1st touchdown of this game.
And it's one of those very short, quick arrow routes. Don't have to worry about making a step. You just angle yourself toward the field goal, and you just wait for a catch. And that play worked to perfection, and Salt Lake City want to go up by 10 points. It'll be Carl Macklin on to attempt the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. Salt Lake City take a 10-0 lead with 8 seconds left to go in the 1st half.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Even our backup matters. That was the backup wide receiver, Grant Hickman, as you mentioned. Tyler, great play right there. Incredible play calling, despite the rush that they were putting on that drive.
Mitchell Simpson will go ahead and receive this one from about his 13-yard line. Tries to angle to the near side. Makes a spin upfield toward the middle. And it's taken down at the 32-yard line. And with 4 seconds to go, and with Tacoma getting the ball back in the 2nd half to start out that half, what do you want Tacoma to do here? Do you want them to maybe try and be a little bit conservative and just walk out this football for the half? Or do you want them maybe to take a shot deep downfield?
Well, there really is no harm taking a shot deep downfield beside the pick six, which is very unlikely at this ball position. But it seems like they're playing conservative themselves. But what is this? Oh, I thought it would have been a huge one for them, Tyler. But of course, you'd have a safety if you were a decent defense to stop that run.
Brad Jones nearly broke off the big one right before the half, but it gets taken down. Good little run from him as we do enter halftime. The Rustlers 10, Grizzlies nothing, and it's been a pretty big rivalry game as both teams have really shown up on the defensive front. Both teams have an interception right back to back, but Salt Lake's just been able to capitalize a little bit more effectively than Tacoma.
And how about the total yards that Tacoma has had this game? 83 yards. Obviously, a lot of those were from the tackles for losses and the sacks on that one drive that almost ended in, safety. But Tyler, really, I think the name of this game has been ball control. Salt Lake City just consistently pushing the ball forward. There were a lot of drives where it ended in punts, but their net yards were positive when they got the ball back. And so I think if you're Tacoma, you're looking at how can I keep the ball on my side longer, keep it away from Salt Lake City. I think they have to do away with the short early runs in the play or in the drive. It has not been working for them. What seemed to work for them have been the medium to long passes in second down. Throw it to Shane Kaufman, throw it to Mike Savage. Those medium to long passes were accurate, pinpoint accuracy, but the early runs are putting them in a disadvantageous position. But that just goes to show you, Tyler, credit to the defense of Salt Lake City.
Absolutely. That's one thing that Salt Lake City has been known for, especially on offense, being consistent throughout their entire season so far. It hasn't been a whole lot of these big plays, but when they do hit those big plays, especially to that big pass over the middle to Yaron Hammer, they're just able to capitalize and catch defenses off guard.
Oh yeah, and definitely gonna see a big dose of that more in this game, or at least the rest of this game. So Tacoma, how will you stop this? It seems like their coverage has been too much zone, I think, and Salt Lake City is just able to break apart that zone by playing those short to medium passes in the middle of the field. But yeah, good stuff from them.
Questions that will have to be answered as we have 22 more minutes left to go in regulation, and Salt Lake City will kick us off to begin the second half. Mitchell Simpson gets his return started from the 5-yard line, tries to spin away, and then is met from behind by the Rustlers, and so they'll start their opening possession of the second half from the 27.
Well, at least the ball starts now on their side. We saw that very late run by Brad Jones at the end of the first half, and I think that might signal, Tyler, that perhaps there might be actual magic Brad Jones have, but we'll see if he can pull out another run. He's been having short runs as of late.
Passing formation on the field to begin the drive. Indeed, they will pass. It's with Reno in right into coverage. Was the pass and deflected away by Matt Condor, and Reno is happy to be getting that one back.
Absolutely, and just great coverage right there, just staying on his man, not letting him break away from him, and still keeping his eye on the quarterback. Quarterback actually had his eyes on his receiver the whole time, which sort of gave away that pass. However, still a second chance. It's still 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 from the 27. Empty backfield for the Grizzlies. Quick drop here from Reno. Pass near side. That's called in by Mike Savage. He springs back to his feet and tries to get a couple more yards, but is taken down at the 45. First down, Grizzlies.
And I think anytime Mike Savage has been targeted, he has come away with the reception. I think perhaps one drop earlier in the game, but I say, Tyler, Mike Savage has been a star tonight this game. Focusing him a bit more, it might open up your running game.
I would have to agree with you there. Mark Savage has been a lightning rod for this Tacoma offense. Handoff, Brad Jones. He snakes away from one and falls forward to the Salt Lake 49. A pickup, a 6, and some very hard, tough running there from Brad Jones.
Oh yeah, a lot of tough running, and the type of run that sucked the wind out of you. But for him, he just kept going. It might be the beginning of a lot more of those type of runs from him. We saw that at the end of the first half.
Strong eye formation on the field now for the Grizzlies. Linebacker showing blitz. They'll send the blitz to the Rustlers. Jones fighting through defenders once more and falls forward. I'm surprised it's 3rd and inches. He looked like he got that ball over the plane, but right now the call is short of the first down.
Referees must have ruled at his knees. touched the ground before he left that line for the first down. But you're right, I thought he was over there.
Strong eye set, heavy power running formation.
my.
Jones again on the call, and the hole was gaping wide, and Brad Jones picked up the first down.
The defense was fooled on that one. They rushed on the edges, opening up the middle, as you said, just wide open for Brad Jones. Obviously, if you're a great running back, you take any opportunity you can. He took that and made the most out of it.
Goal line set now for the Grizzlies. They'll pass out of it. It'll be to the
Oh, my.
fullback on the outside, picking up a couple yards. That's Hatari Hanzo with his first touch of the football game, picking up 3 yards.
Sort of flipping the script, I think. Tyler, we now see suddenly Tacoma moving the ball forward, matriculating down the field with continuous forward momentum. Will Salt Lake City be able to stop them? They are now at the 34-yard away, probably field goal position.
I agree. Very nice drive to begin the second half, but this time Jones goes backward for a loss of maybe a couple yards. And on the stop was John Martin. Another tackle for loss.
Another one for sure. John Martin just answering my question. It gives another question back to me. How do you like me now, Mark? What a great tackle right there.
3rd and 8 from the 36, just outside of field goal range. Reno back to pass, finds his man underneath. That's Mitchell Simpson, but right back to tackling is John Martin, and he tackles him short of the sticks.
Oh boy, I really like that drive by Tacoma. Unfortunately, that one tackle for loss by John Martin, very pivotal. It is what changed the nature of this single drive. What could have been, another first down, could have been a touchdown, instead settling for 3 points. But they'll take any points they can, Tyler. Put them on the board, cut this down to a single possession game.
Potty's kick is up, and it is barely through. Wow! Just missed the crossbar by a whisker, and it's 3 points for the Grizzlies.
And you see him right there. He also felt that one, falls down to his knees. Oh my goodness, it did almost doink. Potty, happy that you made that one.
Oh man, you could probably, a whisker, the thickness of a page of paper. That one was awfully close to hitting the bar, and instead Tacoma will wipe that donut off the board and tack on a crooked number as they'll go ahead and kick this one away. And Grant Hickman gets his return started. He angles to the far side, had a few blocks out there, but he's cut down right there at the 26-yard line. You sit it down as we get a look of Salt Lake City, the exterior. As we'll see Tommy Utah go under center in the ace formation to begin the drive. It'll be a handoff up the middle for Brooke Beisel, and Beisel gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by Axel Raven and Earl Fields the fourth.
Absolutely bracketed Beisel right there, not allowing any yards gained at all. And they've come out of the halftime, they came out of the locker room, and I think the key word that they have in their minds right now is aggression. Be aggressive on those plays. Target the receiver, target the ball handler, target the quarterback. We'll see if they are aggressive on a pass play such as this one.
Passing play indeed. Kelsey Brown on the near side shoulders a man into the shadow realm as T-Roy Gaines would say, as Kelsey Brown sends Cody Griffin to the realm.
And still, Kelsey Brown as effective as ever this game. I've seen that single play, Tyler, at least 5 times already. It has worked out every single time.
So all 3 plays are coming out of the single back ace formation. Coverage for the Grizzlies backs off. Handoff up the middle for Beisel. She can't get enough yardage. Oh, that looked like she had a chance, but Ulysses McCarthy takes her down, and it's 4th down.
That is an incredible tackle, incredible foresight to reach the sideways onto the runner and tackle her before she makes the first down. An incredible strength to just pull her down as well. We've seen Brooke just break away from any first tacklers. Not this time.
As Gussie punts this one away, Mitchell Simpson in on the return, angles near side, runs away from one, but then is eventually tackled at the 33-yard line. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that help each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear the fans wear with Sector 6 and the SFL. Reno in the gun to begin this set of downs. Pass far side, that's to Kaufman, and Kaufman picks up another gain of 8. That's something we've seen. Kaufman, 8 yards, getting close to a first down or getting a first down.
Absolutely. And that's really why Kaufman and Savage as well have been effective this game is that whenever they're targeted and they make a catch, it has always been for 8 yards or more. And whenever you get those kind of catches, it's more often than not going to result in a very advantageous position, Tyler. That is actually a play that's very reminiscent of Salt Lake City whenever they threw to Kelsey Brown, and proving to be a successful type of play for both teams after all.
Now in the ace formation, handoff. Jones with a wide open lane to run, and he's going to get to the 48-yard line and another first down for Tacoma.
Oh my, Jones is awakened, Tyler. Jones is awakened. We haven't seen this at all in the first half besides that one play at the end, and now suddenly he's grabbing 8 yards, 9 yards. I think this one was for 7 yards, but suddenly he's hitting, stepping on the gas, and he's not looking to stop right now.
A line up on the same formation. Linebacker showing blitz to the near side. Handoff Jones again, but this time going nowhere as he was eventually tackled by John Martin and Julius Arnold.
And Julius Arnold just nodding his head like, I know, I knew you were going to do that. And of course, you see the very similar run play 3 times in this second half from Jones. You got to nip it in the bud before it becomes a very powerful run.
3 wide outs. It'll be another handoff for Jones up the middle. 5 straight handoffs for Tacoma as Jones picks up maybe a couple yards as Bogey Barr is in on the stop.
We are now in a situation that they haven't seen since the first half. 3rd and long, and pretty sure this should go to Savage or Kaufman. We'll see if they can make the catch.
Probably have to ditch the run. 5 in a row. Indeed, they will pass. 8 floater over the middle. Picked up. Fantastic grab there by Gerard Brody.
Oh my goodness. What an interception. And of course, what a coverage as well. He was sticking to his man the whole time. And guess who he threw it to? It was to number 11, Mike Savage.
And Brody read that one to perfection like you said there, Mark. And it'll be Salt Lake taking over from their own 33. Split backfield here on first down for Tommy Utah and company. Quick drop. Pass near side is hauled in by Kelsey Brown for a pick of a 5, and she'll walk out of bounds.
Same story, same result. They just got to keep doing it consistently. Tacoma needs to find an answer. 2nd and 5, I guess. If they're limiting those kinds of passes to less than 5 yards every pop, then that's not going to be enough. It's going to force a 3rd down, and perhaps they can stop a 3rd down, but still no answer for that out route.
Just under 4 minutes left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Utah on the guns, back to pass. It's a quick pass out to the far side. Couple of out routes. That one to Ace Sharp, and Sharp will be ruled out of bounds short of the sticks as well.
Tyler, I just want to go back to the interception. That really stole probably the spirits of Tacoma because they were doing so well that drive. The momentum was on their side, and just a snap of a finger. It's now Salt Lake City's hand. Will Tacoma come back from this mentally? We'll see how strong they are mentally.
On the gun again. Back to pass. Another little floater to the outside. That one's in and out of the hands of Hammer. and it's 4th down. The defense holds.
Incredible defense, and fans are right to believe. I believe at this end of the first half, a lot of fans on chat were saying, "Believe in the defense. We're gonna hold out. You know, just keep scoring, keep getting 3 points, whatever. The defense will hold out." Well, they did hold out in this one, Tyler.
It's Earl Fields the fourth that comes up with the deflection that forces a 3 and out. And so Frank Gussie will be on to punt this one away. Pressure comes, and Gussie's able to get the punt away. Only a matter of time before we see one of these blocked. Simpson gets the return, runs away from his blockers, and is taken down at the 20-yard line by a stampede of Salt Lake Rustlers.
And now back, another attempt for another solid drive from Tacoma. It is currently 3 minutes left in the third quarter. It seems like anytime they're driving the ball forward, it's taking them a lot of time. So putting points on the board on this drive is definitely going to be pivotal for them.
Offset single back for Tacoma. 2 wide receivers to the right. Blitz shown by Salt Lake. They back off and only send 5. Pass near side. That one's hauled in by Kaufman, and Kaufman picks up 8 or 9 yards and heads out of bounds.
Look at those those yardage as well. You can see that both quarterbacks in the third quarter not yet breaking the 2-century mark. But that just goes to show that the passing defense from both teams is still nothing to slouch at, despite, the effective out routes.
Reno under pressure immediately and is going to go down for a sack. A complete change of fate as Carson picks up the tackle for a loss of 4.
Oh, that shocked me. That really scared the hell out of me. What a tackle right there. What a sack. Just the amount of force. I felt it in my chest, and that really made me stand up, Tyler. Ooh, great sack right there. And as you said, it pushed them back 4 yards at least. And now they're at 3rd and medium suddenly instead of potentially a 1st down.
They'll go with a run with Brad Jones up the middle, and going nowhere is Brad Jones as it's Zeus Howard and Bogey Barr in the stop. And so Tacoma will have to sit on the punting unit.
I didn't like the play, but I understand why they called it, because I feel like they're at that kind of situation, throwing to either Savage or Kaufman could have been too predictable, and thinking that they could fool the defense by running it through Brad Jones. Brad Jones had a bit of a successful early second half. Not this time around, and unfortunately a punt away to Salt Lake City.
And Hickman calls for the fair catch at the 42-yard line. Visit the all-new SFL League website at www.simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player to join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. Links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL. It's over 1,500 games, and it's thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Shotgun set for Tommy Utah here on 1st down. He pumps once and fires near side. That's going to be to Brooke Beisel as she'll turn upfield. Took about 7 and is tackled there by Mike Little.
Nice to see our halfback participating in the out route party as well. Of course, it's very effective. Of course, you want to go back to it every time. And look at this incredible rating right here, 94.6, despite the interception. It just goes to show you how consistent Salt Lake City's passing game has been.
Perhaps another pass over the middle as Kelsey Brown gets in on the action. It's not an out route. It's a slant route to the inside, and she'll pick up the 1st down.
But even more incredible than that is she makes the completion despite the 2 defenders on her back, Kelsey Brown. Incredible play right there.
Salt Lake City will trot out 3 wide receivers on this 1st down. Handoff Beisel, and Beisel gets through the offensive line, and it gets turned around and sat down by the Grizzlies defensive lineman.
Yeah, that's Elliot Hess, I believe. And incredible tackle right there. Again, one of those plays where your lineman just tackled as he's turning around 180 degrees.
And off again for Beisel, and Beisel is going to be sat down again. Maybe another 2 yards before being tackled. It's 3rd and 6.
Oh boy, this is definitely decision time. Is it going to be an out route or is that too predictable? And will they try to throw it down the middle as he did to Kelsey Brown earlier, 3 plays ago?
3rd and 6 for the Rustlers. Utah in the gun. He's back to pass. Fires to the far side to
Oh,
Darren Hammer, who has the reception and the first down.
wow. Oh my goodness. Hammer just broke away from his defender. And oh my, I wouldn't say he slipped, but he really broke away from his defender super effectively. Gave himself a lot of space.
And we've reached the 4th quarter. Get your 4s and 86s up in chat. The Rustlers lead this one 10-3. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. Welcome back to Salt Lake City. I'm Tyler Falk. He's Mark Lopez, and great to have you all with us today. Utah back to pass, finds Brooke Beisel on the swing pass, and she's going to be taken down right there about the line of scrimmage. And it's 2nd down.
Axel Raven right there amongst the tacklers and very quick on the uptake, just running down the runner, running down Beisel right there. Incredible defense. They really got a hold. They don't want to have them score 7 points. 3 points is more manageable for sure.
Offset eye here on 2nd down. Handoff for Beisel up the middle. Trying to fight through defenders, and will be taken down after maybe a pickup of 3. Daniel Wright, among others, was in on the stop.
And now Tacoma has gonna watch out. They have to watch out for another pass, probably to Aaron Hammer. Aaron Hammer has been there, first down getter, a lot of times already this game, Tyler. And if they're not ready for that pass, they're gonna be burnt.
Another out route pass to the far side as Brown makes the toe drag catch, but it's short of the first down at the 20-yard line. We'll see the field goal unit trot out onto the field.
And it's interesting that Utah decided to throw to Brown right there. That out route was obviously way behind the line for a first down. He must have believed that Brown could have been able to make the turn and get the extra 3 yards, but unfortunately for them, he didn't. This is 3 points. Tacoma are going to settle for 3 points. They get the ball back. 9 minutes left in the game. It's a 2-possession ball game, Tyler. This is getting very spicy.
38-yard attempt from Macklin is up and through, and Salt Lake City extend the lead back out to 10. It's 13-3. Well, if you've liked old school football, Mark, this has been the game for you.
Oh yeah, and I do like just smash mouth defense. It's low scoring, not a lot of flashy plays, but boy, it's a strategy in the game that has been very interesting to me so far.
As Macklin gets us going again, Mitchell Simpson gets his return started from about the 13-yard line and goes near side. It'll be wrapped up and tackled right there at the 30. And so Tommy Utah was able to lead his team down for 3 points. What can Johnny Reno do here, Mark?
Well, it's not about what he can do, but what he has to do. He has to lead them to, at least a field goal is going to cut it to a touchdown game. But for sure, a touchdown would be much more favorable for him. Let's see, starting at the 30, he can muster up a kind of a drive.
Quick two-step drop from Reno.
Oh,
Come
not
back
good.
the route is going to be tackled in the backfield. Mike Savage will end up losing a yard, and it'll be 2nd 11 upcoming as he shakes off the hard hit.
And Mike Savage is trying to do what he can. Actually, that pass, I think, is a little erratic, forcing Mike Savage to actually jump backwards to get that pass. Unfortunately, if that pass was on target, it was towards 2 defenders, so I don't know what to say. That was a tough call.
Another quick drop. It'll be a swing route for Jones on the far side as Jones will turn upfield, pick up 6 yards, and is tackled at the 35-yard line.
No, 3rd and 5. We've seen them been able to convert in 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. Pull up a pass to Shane Kaufman or to Mike Savage is in an out route, that's going to do wonders for them in this play. Just keep the ball rolling. That's what you want.
Another quick pass near side,
Is
hauled
it?
in by
Oh.
Kaufman, but they're going to rule him short of the first down as maybe
Yep.
that ball was the left of the sticks instead of the right.
Fans are in shambles. That looked like, at least it almost looked like Shane Kaufman could have made it. But they're ruling it 4th and 1. Could have stretched his arm out towards the line, but couldn't. Unfortunate, that almost looked like it, Tyler. That almost looked like they could have, made this the drive.
And so we'll see Tacoma punt this one away. And on the return, absolutely level there at the 21. No love lost between these two teams, and they'll start their drive at the 21.
Oh boy, no regard for human life. Just tackled them and smashes them into the ground. But they got to do a lot more of that smashing on the defensive side of Tacoma. Really in a very precarious situation with only 8 minutes left. I can see Salt Lake just trying to churn out this clock.
Opposite eye behind Utah. This one's going to go to the fullback, Terrell Sutherland, but Tacoma reads that one perfectly as they come up with the tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, actually, Tyler, remember when they said they're trying to chew the clock? Well, they're likely going to do that by running the ball, but let me remind you what Tacoma has been good this game is making those tackles on runs behind the line of scrimmage. They're just so good at stopping runs, so I don't know if that's actually beneficial for Salt Lake.
Going straight all slants pass to the near side. That's hauled in and spinning around and picking up a few extra yards is Caleb Walker. It'll be 3rd and I'd say very manageable upcoming for these Rustlers.
Absolutely very manageable. Tacoma, though, have to really bite down and come away with a huge defensive stop here. Save as much time for your offense, but also prevent any further momentum.
Utah back to pass on 3rd down, trying to find Sutherland on the diving catch. Well, he's unable to hold that one in, and it falls incomplete.
So close. Sutherland really laid it out. Put his body on the line for that catch, but it didn't pay off. And Tacoma coming away by the skin of their teeth because that could have looked like a huge momentum swinger. But again, another punt. They have another opportunity, Tyler.
I'm sure if we had the old Rick meter, he would have said that one would have probably swung about 50 points. As the punt is away from Frank Gussie down to Mitchell Simpson at the 40-yard line. He's turned around and spun down at the 42-yard line. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcasts each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and your viewership. Johnny Reno is back to pass. Has to roll to his left and throw a deep bomb down the field. It's tipped and picked off by Gerard Brody again. Multiple interceptions from the corner, and Salt Lake City take over after one play.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? An interception off of a bounce. I mean, we've seen a lot of this, but just the way he does it so cleanly, as if it was meant for him all this time. What a way to turn things around. He's really out here to suck the spirit out of Tacoma. Tyler, what a mean guy he is. What a mean guy.
Oh, man. Just putting Tacoma in a vacuum and letting them have no life, no momentum, no chance of getting back in this football game. Utah back to pass. Finds Hammer on the near side as Hammer turns upfield and picks up the first down. Now, all is not lost for these Grizzlies, but they certainly have to stop plays like that if they want to get back in this football game.
Absolutely. Although it's really a tough call to make. You're looking at how much more time keeps crunching down, Tyler, and sometimes at a position like this, you're kind of forced to make those long plays. You know, it could, if that was a catch, that would be incredible, but not this time.
Go back to pass again. Finds another out route near side. That one's hauled in for about 4 yards. Catch made by Grant Hickman.
Once again, the backup showing his face and making a good catch, participating. That's right, everyone participates, everyone plays for the team. And another one right there. Really a tough play to stop. We've seen a lot of it this game from both teams. And is there going to be that one answer that turns this game around for Tacoma?
Shotgun set. Two backs in the backfield alongside Tommy Utah. Utah's going to try and find someone in the middle and does. That's A Sharp. And they are just slicing and dicing down the field. Death by 1,000 cuts, as you said earlier there, Mark.
Oh, yeah. And after 1,000 cuts, they just stab a knife deep in your gut. Just like Sharp catches this ball deep in Tacoma's territory, and what an incredible play. Obviously, when you're too focused on the out routes, you kind of leave yourself open to those kind of deep passes, deep routes, and unfortunately, they let their guard down. Really, Salt Lake City is just out for the win.
Liking the passing game so far as they go back to pass again. Tommy Utah finds his man on the woman on the far side, Kelsey Brown. But Kelsey Brown may have been a little bit too far out of bounds, and it's rolled incomplete.
Yes, coaches like that is not what you meant by out route. You don't have to go out of bounds for the route. You just go towards the out of bounds. But they're still in a very favorable position, Tyler. 22 years away from the touchdown. This is at least a field goal. But if they want to drive the dagger in, a touchdown is more preferable.
We got breaking news from Denver, and we'll touch on that here in a moment as up the middle goes Brooke Beisel for maybe a gain of 2, but just released by Denver. Giacomo Jones, wide receiver, has decided to hang up his cleats as well. So that's both Jared McChesney and Giacomo Jones retired after season 16 there, Mark.
Great players in their own rights. We will miss them for sure, but they've definitely left a very great legacy.
Deep ball near side, nearly hauled in by Grant Hickman. Instead, Terrence Weary gets his mitts on it and will force Salt Lake City to kick another field goal.
We have seen this kicking unit a lot this game. Unfortunately for Tacoma, unable to match with points of their own besides the one by Potty. Still, I believe this would be a 2-score game, I believe. They would be up 3-16, down 13 points. Yeah, that's at least a 2-score game.
Snap spot. Macklin's kick is up, and it is through and good from another 37-yarder. And it's 16-3, Salt Lake City.
Tacoma. Clock is ticking. Now, I feel like the out routes are going to be out of the playbook, at least for the next few drives for them, because they really need to pick up the pace. Look for really deep passes. They might really just give it to either Kaufman or Savage a lot of the time on this drive, and possibly to Jones and some, middle of the field passing, but no more out routes, possibly no more run plays down the middle. No wasting time. We have to go. And I think that's the game plan. I think that's a game plan that Tacoma has for this game.
I think you're right. With just 4 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in regulation, down by 2 touchdowns, really have to get a move on. And I think they're going to go aggressive right away. 5 wideouts, and only Johnny Reno back in the gun. He's back to pass. He's going to fire to a stop run on the near side. That's Simpson picking up maybe 2, and they'll hustle back to the line of scrimmage. Back to pass again is Reno. Deep ball near side. That's tipped up in the air, and it's going to fall incomplete as everyone just stood around to watch it flutter to the ground.
And that was read really well by the defense right there. You bunch up receivers, you'd think that they'd explode in different routes, but it almost looked like they kept bunched up for a majority of each of their routes. And, didn't allow enough time to develop any of their running. Unfortunately for Tacoma, that meant that Salt Lake City just able to put a man on that trajectory. Still, 3rd and 8, they're gonna pull out another huge one potentially for this one.
Under center, 4 wide outs. He's back to pass on 3rd down, and it's a turning, jumping, falling Shane Coffin with the reception, but he's well short of the 1st down marker, and it's decision time now, Mark.
And a big, difficult one, because if this is tough, this might be the only chance they can get again to score. 4 minutes left, and a strong defense by Salt Lake.
They're going to try and go for it. Slants over the middle. It's hauled in. 1st down for the Grizzlies. Catch made by Martin Falworth, and they'll hustle back to the line again.
Gotta believe.
Now they're all slants play over the middle. That's hauled in by Mike Savage, and Savage gets back to being Savage as it's a 1st down for the Grizzlies. Now inside Salt Lake territory from the 48. Reno again, all slants again. Another 1st down for the Grizzlies. They're marching down the field with efficiency and effectiveness. Back to the line.
Answer.
Back to pass again. All slants.
All
Pressure
slants.
coming. He goes down behind the line of scrimmage. A sack for a loss of 6. Maybe Reno's changing up the play. No, all slants again. Pressure coming. Pass into coverage. It's in and out of the hand of Mike Savage. And it falls incomplete. And finally, they'll go back to the huddle.
A field goal is not enough. A field goal is not good enough. They have to get the touchdown. They have to convert this 3rd and 16. They might end up in another 4th down situation, and they might just go for it. Tacoma really, their backs behind the wall.
On set far side, Reno back to pass. It'll be an out route there to Savage, who turns upfield and can't pick up the 1st down. He's taken down at the 33. They might be inside Potty's field goal range, but like you said there, Mark, a field goal may not cut it at this stage of the game.
On the bright side, they did stop the clock, save themselves a timeout, but it is tough against this defense that have proven to be very potent against the pass. They've been stopping the run consistently. 4th and 6. What kind of player are they gonna dial up?
They're going to try and go for it again. They're 1 of 1 on this drive. Reno back to pass. Pressure coming from the middle.
Oh,
Tries to sneak away. He does get away from one, but can't get away from the 2nd one. It's another sack. Fred Carson, with his 2nd and a half sack of the ball game, will turn over on downs for the Rustlers.
Oh, what an effort. Look at that right there. He takes him down as he's on the ground already. Oh, man, and Tyler, I tell you what, there were 3 open guys at the bottom of the screen. If he spotted those 3 receivers sooner, he wouldn't have to struggle with that issue. But sad times ahead for Tacoma. No, Salt Lake City just has to eat up the clock.
So we should see a heavy dose of Brooke Beisel. She'll get the call on 1st down, picks up 2 before she's taken down. Go ahead and take it off as much time as they can on the clock, as you see the play clock there dwindling toward 10 seconds. And the game clock getting closer and closer to the 2-minute warning. Weak eye set. Ready to go on the play clock. They finally snap it off for Beisel. She gets a hole up the middle, gets about 4 yards, and that should be the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Solid performance by Salt Lake overall. Just the way they push the ball forwards down the field, their ability to keep the ball on their side, the time of possession has been so high on their end, just consistent. I appreciate them for that.
And indeed, we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to go. Can Tacoma pull off a miracle? Salt Lake City has the ball. It's 16-3. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. Back to Salt Lake City, Utah in the gun. He's going to pass here on third down. It's
Oh
A
my.
Sharp, and Sharp jukes over the line to gain. And that's going to be a first down for Salt Lake, and Tacoma will have to use a timeout.
Yeah, and it is looking very dire because even if Tacoma manages to stop them on this drive, still have to come up with 2 scores of their own. Very unlikely, but you know, you still gotta struggle until the final second ring.
So 1st and 10 from midfield for the Rustlers. Beisel gets the call. She'll pick up about 4, and that's all she'll get. As we've got more SFLm action going on here in just a few minutes. Alongside our game has been San Jose and Ottawa. That game is just wrapping up as well. But later tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time, we have Birmingham at Madison and Memphis taking on Lexington. That game going on at 9:20 Eastern time. So we got more SFLm Week 5 action coming your way. Please stick around to watch those guys duke it out as Beisel gets the call here on 2nd down. She maybe picks up a yard before she's taken down by Andy Harris. And there are no more timeouts left for Tacoma.
No more timeouts, and victory is in sight for Salt Lake City. Tyler, how do you like Salt Lake City? They are just at the forefront of coming out with a 4-1 start to the season. Pretty impressive, eh?
Very impressive. Last season they got going rather late and just made the playoffs with a 4-4 record. This season, just picking up right where they left off, 4 wins through their first 5 games. Really been a sight to see, and a real pleasant sight to see from these Rustlers. As you know, Mark, the Rustlers have just shown us time and time again, especially tonight, that they are consistent when they're playing on offense and just absolutely smothering when it comes to defense, holding yet another promising back in Brad Jones to around 50 rushing yards in this ballgame.
100%. Actually, this game is a much better improvement on their consistency this season. How about only 1 interception this game? Tommy Utah, 4 interceptions in the first 4 games, only 1 in this game. Pretty solid. He only got 1 touchdown, passing touchdown. All their points have been field goals, but consistency wins games. Consistency brings you points, and they really exemplified it this game.
So with under a minute left to go, Tacoma need a lot of things to go their way, and we'll probably see a couple of deep passes trying to get into the end zone rather quick. 58 seconds to go, left in regulation. Reno back to pass. It's a short pass, near side, tipped up in the air, still being tipped. Oh, how many people got a hand on that one? And somehow it finds its way to the turf.
Oh boy. Well, at least it stops the clock for them, right? But it is rough seeing Tacoma. They have been so close to points all throughout this game. There was an interception near the end zone. Sorry, that was the other way around. But there was an interception on one of their more promising drives. But still, credit to them. They have been playing good overall despite those shortcomings.
Reno had to roll out of the pressure, and his pass finds the helmet of Shane Kaufman, and that falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the Grizzlies.
So Tyler, what do you do now after this game if you don't come away with a win? Very unlikely, but if you're Tacoma, how do you face a situation like this for the season?
I think we're starting to realize that Salt Lake City is a very strong team. There's a lot of things to learn from this game. This could only help Tacoma. Deep pass near side. It's deflected away by Gerard Brody. He's come up with at least 2 interceptions today, and again forces another pass to the ground.
He's just everywhere, Tyler.
So 4th down, Mark. We're probably going to see another passing play from Tacoma, but it's been Salt Lake City all day long.
100%. No matter how close Tacoma could get, like that, there are just those single plays, momentous plays that just turns the script over Tacoma's head.
That's Fred Carson getting through the middle in a hurry. He's had at least 2 complete sacks and an assisted sack. What a story for the day. Someone give that man an SFL contract, as Salt Lake City will come out in the favorite play in all of football. It's the victory formation. Utah to take a knee. And with just a second between game clock and play clock, we'll see one more knee before it hits 000s. But we can pretty much say with almost officiality here, Mark, Salt Lake City 16, Tacoma 3. What a performance from these Rustlers today.
Absolutely, about to be 19-3 once they make the field goal, if they make the field goal. But absolutely, what a performance. What a performance. They've been strong in the beginning of the season, and again, they're strong here. Teams better watch out. This Salt Lake, a force to behold.
Well, this is surprising. Salt Lake City going to call a timeout with 3 seconds remaining. Are they going to go ahead and rub salt in the wound and kick a field goal here, Mark?
They're not called Salt Lake City for nothing, I guess.
I love it. Oh, man. All right. So, from the 13-yard line, this will probably be about a 25-yard chip shot for Salt Lake City. No, they're just going to... I'm a little confused. They're just going to go ahead and call the victory formation once more.
Just grab a cup of water before doing the final victory formation.
It's like they had to think about it. Do we go ahead and rub salt in the wound, or we just say, you know what, we've played pretty dominant football. We're just going to come out and take another knee after calling a timeout. Final score, Salt Lake City 16, Tacoma 3. What a performance from the Rustlers.
Absolutely, despite the rushing yards being equivalent. Actually, the passing yards we saw there, Salt Lake City shined. They just shined at showing the consistency in the passing game. That has been the keyword all night, consistency. Tacoma, coming out of the second half, seemed to be aggressive on both sides of the ball, but unable to keep up the momentum. However, as you said, Tyler, this is definitely a learning point for Tacoma. A lot of things that they can learn from this, a lot of things that were successful. You know, some of the things that were successful all throughout the year so far, like passing Savage and Kaufman. But, you know, it's still a lot of room to improve, and if you are an SFL coach looking into the SFL minor league, those are the kind of things you want to see, just improvements on a week-to-week basis. Do you improve? Do you get better? That's a sign of a good player.
I think for me, player of the game doesn't really go to any of the offenses. I think Gerard Brody was one of the best players on the field today, picking up at least 2 interceptions. One of them off of a tip ball, other one off of a credible jumping catch. We'll see what the pundits have picked. They'll give it to Tommy Utah, 29 of 36 for 263 yards and a touchdown and a QBR of 94.8. Mark, what a fantastic game. Glad to have you alongside with us today.
Yep, happy to be with you once again.
All right, everybody. So week 5 gets rolling. We have more games coming up later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, right back here on the SFL YouTube channel. But from all of us here in Salt Lake City, for myself, Tyler Falk, and Mark Lopez and Cameron Irvine, you've been watching the SFLm on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. And until next time, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.